All right, I got my notes together. In today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about lead generation, why it's so important. We're going to also talk about the resistance that a lot of people have to lead generation, and but and I'm just going to just lay it out there to you on why, if your business is struggling or if you're trying to take your business to the next level, why it's so important. Because a lot of people kind of get this a little uh, they don't give lead generation the credit that it should get. Also, I'm in my daughter's store, so that might be why you see that background. I'm not in my dress clothes today, but uh, we just gotta do what we gotta do. My wife's helping out with one of our other businesses, so it's I'm got a little free time, and I wanted to kind of share with you some ideas and also share with you some of my experiences with lead generation. Lead generation is the lifeblood of any business. It's the lifeblood of any business, because if you don't have people to talk to about your product or service, how can you make sales? So many people get into business, they start their business with all well-meaning ideas and put everything in place, location, uh, staffing, all of the fixtures and furniture and everything, and then all of a sudden they close. There was a dentist office, no, a radiology office down from me, uh, and from where I used to live at, and they had opened it up, and I had watched them for months getting everything in place. They even had a huge sign, all of that stuff, and then they went out of business. From what I saw, they never really even opened up, but they did open up, but they just could not sustain having enough customers. So you gotta have a idea of how you're gonna bring in people. Most people, depending on what level of business you're in, they think that if you open up a storefront, people are just going to come pouring in. It doesn't happen. If you're opening up a home-based business or some type of service business, people think that their friends and family are going to start, and then they're going to refer and refer and all of that. If you're lucky, that might work for you, but most of the time, it's not going to work. And then a lot of times, your family and friends get jealous of what you're doing because you're trying to better yourself. So you got all of these other issues. Wouldn't it just be easier if you just figured out a way to have a guaranteed way of having new people come in about your business to raise their hand? Hey, I'm interested in learning more. You weed out those people, and then you have people that maybe well, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, on the people who don't buy from you, because there's still money within that, but we'll get to that in a minute. But wouldn't it just be beneficial to your business to just have people coming in or people inquiring, and then you're doing your follow up? I bet you if you put 10 people, if you know your business, I bet if 10 people were in front of you, you would make sales. That you would make sales. Like I got my little drawing thing here. So if you had 10 people, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you knew what you were doing for your business, and let's just say one person said no, and then you got a sale, no, 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 sale, no, no, sale. That's probably how it would work out for you if they were in front of you. If they're not in front of you, maybe the percentage will be lower. But even if the percentage is lower, let's walk through some of the things that, even if they're in front of you, that you would encounter, and the things that, if they're not in front of you, you would encounter. And but if you're generating leads, if you have their information, it knocks that out of the park to where these could end up being sales one day. I mean, it's just crazy. So first, let's talk about resistance, because a lot of people, and I got my notes here in my water. I got to drink more water. Got my blood test for my physical from the doctor, and he said that you need to drink more water. Everything else was good, but you need to drink more water. So I'm drinking that water. So let's talk about resistance. One of the things that I run into with potential customers from all of my businesses, well, no, we're going to talk about resistance of the business owner with my consulting clients, with myself. Here's one of the resistance ways that resistance can show itself. So first, like, if you have a new idea that comes to you, it's like, okay, here's a way that I can bring in more customers for my business, that I can generate leads. The first level of resistance for a lot of people when it comes to generating leads is that they're like, well, if I generate leads, then it's like adding another step in the process. So if you're getting leads and then you're sending them to your store, or to a sales page, everybody believes that this little spot right here in their own mind, the resistance is it's making it harder for the customer. I'm here to tell you it's not making it harder for the customer, it's making it easier for the customer. And I'm going to give you some reasons why. And then it's also giving you more strikes at the ball. Like if you're playing baseball and you got 3 strikes, with this, when you do lead generation, I have people that are been leads with my company for years, and then all of a sudden they ended up buying. So that's like I had thousands of strikes to get them to become a customer, not just one. So the first thing you got to be aware of is that when you learn about something new to grow your business, you have resistance come to you. It's either going to be one way. Either you're going to think that it's too hard, or you're going to think, and if you think that it's too hard, then that's the resistance right there. You got to deal with it right there and say, it's not too hard. And that's what you knowing how to do, that you know how to do it, but you just believe that it's too hard. That would be like generating leads and then sending them to your store. You're thinking that it's just too hard for them, but also you're thinking that it's too hard for you to do that, to even want to go through that extra step. The other part is that your resistance could be you just don't know how to do it. So it's like, this is something new. Maybe you even believe that it will benefit your business, but your resistance is you don't know how to do it. So when that don't know how to do it resistance pops up, you also have a resistance pop up of it's going to cost me. So it's like you're getting hit with 2 things at that time. So I'm going to tell you how to overcome that resistance, and then we're going to move forward on about the reasons why you need to do lead generation. I'm going to draw it out here on the board. So there's this thing, cause and effect, and I'm real big with giving myself positive affirmations, thinking positive, waking up in the morning and manipulating my mind to think positive, to be a positive individual, be a positive person. When I see my employees, when I see my family, I'm always seeing them in a positive light. Even though things could happen, I want to always see them in a positive light, because I believe that we are all, like, what we see of people is a reflection of how we feel. So if I'm thinking positive, I'm going to be, the positive sides of them is going to reflect, and then they're going to see that I'm positive, and then they're going to be positive. So think of it that way. So it's going to be like this back and forth, positive to positive to positive, back and forth. And you know that that's the truth, because think about it this way. If it was negative, if you, like, say if you were negative, you're negative, and then they're negative, it's just going to be bouncing back and forth, negative. And all you do is, if you X that off and do positive, and then positive, and it just bounces back and forth. I've seen this at my company with the staff. Things can go wrong, and I just say, just think positive. Let's just get into the position of it's not something that someone would want to do intentionally. Even if it was intentionally, we'll figure that out, but let's get everybody thinking on a solution. And then you will see that what I've seen is that people start thinking more positive. It's like, okay, finger not being pointed at me, let's fix it. Let's all get into the right mindset of fixing it. So a positive affirmation that you can give to yourself is, I'm feeling better and better every day because I'm doing blank. So like you need to give what you're doing, because what this is just like an activator. So a lot of people might say, well, I feel bad today because I can't pay my bills. The word bills is an activation of the body, and then it follows that instruction. So if you say to yourself, I'm getting better and better every day because I'm reading a positive page in my Napoleon Hill book, a positive page in my Claude Anderson book, a positive page in Tony Robbins' book or Bob Proctor's book, I'm reading a positive page, or I'm feeling healthier every day because I'm exercising 4 days a week. And you can even be more specific. I'm exercising on Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. That's my schedule. Or I'm getting better every day because I'm generating leads for my business. And generating leads is the action, is the activator in you. So if you think about it, what you're feeling better. See, the what most affirmations have done is just kind of not fill the loop. It hadn't had an activator. So people say, I'm feeling better and better every day. Why are you feeling better and better every day? I'm making more money every day. Why are you making more money every day? I'm getting richer every day and feeling better in every way. That's the way the affirmations were made, but that's not filling the cycle, the loop. That's not the activator. Why do you feel better every day? Why do you feel richer every day? Because I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. You fill in those blanks. That's the activator, and you will see that things are going to start. Stuff might start happening to you right away. So now do that. So because this is about lead generation, your business is growing every day because you are generating leads by running ads. That's what you're doing. That's the activator. Say it out loud with me. Your business is growing every day because you're running ads and generating leads every day. That's the activator. Say that over and over. Write that again. Rewind this video. Write it down on paper and rewrite it. What it's going to do? Number one, it activates you because you gave yourself a mission. Number two, you will start to see results, and you will start to become more creative. And now here comes why it's going to be more, why the creative part, where it's going to come in. Remember I said when you're generating leads and you get more strikes at the ball than you do if you were to just advertise, or if you would just try to do word of mouth, or people lined up in front of you and you only had one shot at them. This is going to give you multiple shots. So now let's talk about some of the reasons why people don't buy. People don't buy, and you could put all of us into this category, because they're just simply not ready. People don't buy because it wasn't clearly described to them. People don't buy because they don't believe what whoever is presenting to them. They don't believe them, or they don't believe what the product is about. Or people don't buy because it wasn't demonstrated in a way that they could see themselves part of it. And there's other reasons, but to not make this video too long, but you'll start to get creative the more you think about this, is that you will see that you're going to start to fill in these blanks, because this is what my experience was. So first, if people are not ready to buy, that's going to always be the case. People go to car dealerships, they test drive, or they look, or people go to a mall, they window shopping, all of that. Some people are just not ready to buy. But will they buy something in the future? Yes. And if they opted in for what you had to offer, they showed some sort of interest. So wouldn't it be beneficial to still have them on your leads list? Yes, it would be. Now, if you are not good at selling and you were not able to clearly describe it to them, wouldn't you just be able to ask your list, hey, what didn't you not understand about what I was talking about? You can do that over time by asking certain questions to people who didn't buy your product or service. So, wouldn't the leads list be beneficial? Yes. Now, what about believing them or believing in the product or service? You can ask questions about what don't you believe? Why don't you believe it? And you can get those answers. So, wouldn't that be beneficial? If they're on your leads list, yes. And then the same with demonstration. If they're on your lead list, you can figure out how to demonstrate. Now, if you think about it, all of these, when you start to answer all of these, it will increase the numbers of people who will end up buying. So this is the way it would work. When you're advertising, you're trying to get as many leads as possible of people that are interested in what you have, not just leads. You want people who are showing an interest. They become a lead, and then you would take them through the process. So these processes would be answers from what you've gotten over time, is that you could clearly describe, you could be more clear, you can show and demonstrate for belief, and then you will see that in the end you will have more sales. So now, how do we get to this here? How do we even get to even being able to have this available to us? Because when you're running your business and you're so busy and you're just like, I just don't have the time. Let me take a quick drink here. You're like, I just don't have the time. Maybe you think you don't have the money, but it's you have the time, you have the money. Those are things that you can, if you think about it, they could be resistance factors. So anything that you think you can't do, and you know that other people are way ahead of you and they got more money and they seem like they have more time. You're like, how the hell does this person run 5 businesses or 4 businesses? How do they have that much time? Because they put things in place to make more time. So one of the best time savers for helping a business to be able to generate leads, qualify leads, and present your product or service to people is to do lead generation ads. You can do lead generation ads on Google. You can do it on Instagram. You can do it on Facebook. You can do it on TikTok. You can do it on Bing. There's several ways you can do it. You could do it on TV, radio. Those are a little bit harder with TV, radio, but it can be done. It can be done through direct mail. It can be done all types of ways. Lead generation is nothing new. It's just that with the internet, it made lead generation a lot easier. So let's just take, for example, you run an ad on Facebook. And then what you would want to do is you would want to generate those leads. Now, depending on your business, you might want more information or you might want less information. That's depending on your business. Now, so you're going to run those ads, you're going to generate leads, and then depending on your business, they're either going to go to a sales page or maybe an appointment page. It just depends. There's different things that you can do with that. But the most important part is that these two right here up front is that you want to get good at making ads that will not sell people. You're not trying to sell people on those ads. You want those people to become leads, and then you want to put those leads into a follow-up process. Now, I know it might sound simple and you've heard it with other people. A lot of people have never really done this. You'll know if someone really knows about putting together a follow-up process because you continually get follow-ups from them. But there's a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people on Facebook, internet stuff. They don't know what they're doing. All they do is just try to take people's money. So what you do is your follow-up process is going to bring your leads through this here. And depending on what your business is, what type, you're going to have to do your homework and figure out what do most people don't believe about your type of business. the way that it needs to be demonstrated, and the way that it needs to be clearly described. And that's going to be like your starting point. And with that starting point is what you would put when they became a lead. You might make a follow-up email, which I suggest multiple follow-up emails. And then if you're ready, or maybe you have content that you've put together and you have a YouTube channel, you want to also send them over to see your videos. The more that you can show them, the more that they're going to end up believing you. All right, well, I hope that you got a lot out of this training. If you ever want to have a lead generation system put into place for your business, and the follow-up process put into place for your business, there's a link either above or below this video. If you have not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, Making Money with Stephen A. Williams on YouTube, please go and do that. Post your questions and comments. I will be answering those when I get a chance. Thank you.